There's a chopper. No. No. Dragon chopper. No. No. Wreck it. We're going down. No. 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 No, please, no. Not the chopper. No. No. The chopper. Where's the chopper? Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Planet Explorers. So, last time we left off, we were destroying helicopters, but at least surviving. And in the time between then and now, I've actually been running around doing a lot of quests. And not a lot, just kind of completing some here and there, I suppose. Not a ton of them. But anyway, I'm wearing some armor here that came from one of the quests. Got all kinds of different new things, learn new things as well as part of those quests, but mostly just kind of getting some of that stuff out of the way as I've been running across it. Now, this time around, today we got a couple things that I want to focus on. One is that I do have a new gun here, so the durability on the rifle, the previous one, died. Completely went to 0. In fact, we have that, let's see, where is that? Here we go. You can see durability 0. And in the repair, what is the repair bench or something like that over there? I forgot exactly what that's called. Repair something. You can't repair a gun. It seems. It seems you can't repair something you've made. I threw in other tools and they were totally fine to repair them, but not this guy. So anyway, I just jumped into the editor, remade it. I didn't want to buy any more pigment, so I just stuck with the same ISO. So we have pretty much the same rifle. And yeah, it just looks a little bit different, but same damage and everything. So what I've been thinking about is that if I go in here, you'll see I actually picked up a number of muzzles. So I actually have 3 of the multi-shot and 2 of the single. And I'm thinking about, I even have the rifle grip. I'm thinking about putting this all together into one gun, all of these things. So we got 5 barrels, and we'll make it out of steel. So we'll make a pretty strong gun. But we'll also keep the iron rifle here, and then the idea would be that I would use the iron rifle most of the time, except in cases where we are fighting much larger, more dangerous things, because this new gun we make is probably going to use up a lot of ammo very quickly. You'll see we're actually pretty low right now. I'm pretty sure that's because I built another turret, and it takes a bunch of your ammo and everything. Plus I have been shooting a lot of things. Things have been dying. So anyway, that's kind of one of the things we're looking at today, is that I want to get a new gun made. Now additionally, something else I want to do is that our home is kind of out in this direction I'm facing. It's out there a ways. In fact, we can jump to the map here and see that it's kind of up here to the north. We're up in this general area. But I did some running around recently, just some kind of exploring and just messing around. And I was coming around the island here, and I even marked a spot on here. You can see "New Home?" ? I really liked this kind of rise out here. It's a steep kind of cliff area that overlooks the water. It looked really cool. So anyway, I've been thinking about kind of setting up a new place over there. Now you can also see we've got a marker over here for a broken dam. So I did go over there and find the broken dam, but I didn't fully explore it. I kind of want to bring you guys over there. It's not something I've checked out before. I just kind of looked at it from a distance and thought, okay, we're definitely going back there, but we're probably going back with a helicopter because I had run over there. So, and that kind of brings me to the next point as well, is we need to get a new helicopter made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us back to our current home. We'll get the helicopter built, and I think then I will show you the new potential home. Okay, so here we are back at the home. One of the first things I want to do is actually take the turrets, because I want to use them elsewhere. We're going to go ahead and get these, grab this and grab the other one, and then we'll get the helicopter going. In fact, I think I'll take these stairs as well. I never got around to grabbing the second set. Maybe we'll use those over there. So I do plan on leaving this base kind of intact, and I may work on this some more. I like to have this kind of spot over here with these landing pads, kind of cool. We may move back and forth between them, but I have some ideas for this other spot that have me pretty excited. I think it'll be pretty fun, so we're going to cruise over there. Of course, we need to get a helicopter, so we've got something to travel with. And let's kind of jump into that editor and see what's going on. So if we come in here into aircraft, I've got the Choppa 2. So we've basically had the ISO from previously, but I have a laser turret on here. This one we can control and aim and everything. So that's much better. Actually, we can go to statistics here, just kind of double check this, refresh it. You can see we have everything we need to make this one right now. I kind of picked up all the parts that I needed, and we are all set. So let's go ahead and export this guy. Sure thing. Cool, now we have it. Alrighty, let's get this thing placed out here. Kind of scroll back, check through our inventory. Whoops, let's go back there. There it is. Once again, we're going to give this a whirl. Cool. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to jump in the chopper. We're going to fly over. I'm going to kind of show you the flight path over there and show you the potential new home. Now, I'm going to bring up the map real quick, and while I did come over here and really like this spot, what I forgot to mention was this just kind of got me thinking about coming over here. Now, I ended up running along the beach over here, and this spot right here, it looks like it's a peninsula. There actually is a water connection through here, and I thought this might be a pretty cool place to get set up. It gives me more space, and it's got more flat areas, so I can really kind of get a colony going. Here, it's really steep. It's a cliff, and while I like that idea, I think I like this a little bit better. It even puts us closer to the crash site here, which is cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to fly over there and hope we don't get attacked. Probably just keep going if we do. So you can see we can aim the turret here and fire off some lasers. Okay, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and get this thing airborne. And we will make our way over. Let's do this. Get a little tour here. I suppose I could fly right over the woods. Let's see. Yeah, I'm actually going in just about the right direction. So we can just keep cruising this way. Maybe we could buzz some locations. Drop this down. We'll see if I can't crash it. I'd rather not. I prefer we don't do that. I don't know if the bears over here are actually going to shoot their fireballs up at us or not. Hopefully not. Kind of buzz them a bit. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get low enough for them. It's probably for the best. Alright, we'll just keep this going here. Let's see. Spin this around. Looks like the rotor kind of gets hung up every once in a while, at least graphically not spinning. So we'll take this shortcut over here. This is the way we ran over here the very first time, ran by this lake. So we're going to hop over these trees, hopefully. Need to get some altitude. And kind of thought we'd be going a little bit higher here. This is not working out well. I don't know if there's going to be a clear path through here. I'm hoping. So we're not getting the altitude I need. It looks like we're just about there, though. I think we'll kind of pop out. Yeah, we're going to come out right on the other side here. Cool, so this is it. Now what I did, we're actually going to kick this down a notch. So that's the island down there. It's not much of an island, but there is water kind of separating it. Pretty thin, but you get the idea. So we'll go ahead and lower this down a bit. Get a better view here. But I think this is going to be a pretty cool spot. There is another peninsula over not too far from here. But it was pretty flat. I like the idea that this had kind of a hill on it, and it had the trees, which is pretty cool. So I think we're going to stick with this. I may take some of these trees out. In fact, I'm sure I will, but we're going to keep some of them in. And you can see, in preparation, I actually came over here already and put down a pad. Now we're going to try and land this thing here. I'm not sure how well this is going to go. Try to dial this back a bit. There we go. Well, hopping out threw us out here, but I would say that was a pretty good landing. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to end up picking this up. I really don't want to just leave it out here for whatever reason. Game crashes, who knows what. I don't want to lose this guy, so we're going to go ahead and get it. And there you go. We are here. That was a very quick trip. That was much faster than running, and cheaper too. Didn't have to spend any meat. So you can see we've got this arch tree here. We've got a couple other trees around here, and it's a pretty cool spot. I thought that I could build up kind of a wall back here, so you know, at least we have this kind of appearance of a defensive, like a perimeter. I'm not going to build a wall around the whole island or anything, but I thought there could be an entrance over there and a wall. That could be pretty cool. And then when we do the colony, I was kind of thinking it might be down in this area. This is somewhat flat. I'll probably lay down some kind of flooring down here, wood or whatever, but I think this would be a pretty cool spot for it. I do like the shade too, so we are going to try and keep a lot of the trees. I don't know, maybe I should keep this big one. I'm not entirely sure yet. But in the meantime, we're just going to kind of walk up to the top here. It's really not much of a hill. Pretty subtle. I might level a little bit of it out, but there you go. There's our view. Now, I'll tell you, this is the, you know, we've kind of got the west coast thing going on here. We are on the south, but we definitely have kind of a west-facing view. And that makes me feel right at home. I myself live 1 mile from the beach here in California, so when I was over here and the sun was actually going down, I was like, oh, this looks really familiar with the islands and everything. It was pretty cool. So I thought, you know what, we're gonna move over here. We'll keep the other base, but I think this is where we're really gonna kind of build things up. This should be pretty cool. Okay, here we are back in the editor, so we're gonna get jumping right into this and get started making a rifle. So let's start with the grip here. I think we'll just drop that in the center-ish. Looks like that'll work. So let's see. What we're going to do is I'm going to actually build with 2 different materials. We're going to go with iron and steel. We're going to go with both. And this is going to be a bit of a bulkier gun than I normally do, I think. That's kind of what I'm thinking anyway. So let's see, we're gonna go ahead and do this guy. We're gonna go to material, and let's see, the steel is the darker. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep some of the lighter stuff inside, like the iron. So we're gonna start with iron and bring the mirroring in here. Okay. Now we're gonna kind of zip through a lot of this because you guys have seen me make guns before. And it's not going to be a whole lot different. This is going to be, as I said before, it's going to be a bit bulkier. It's going to have a little bit more to it, a little bit more beef. But anyway, we're just going to kind of jam through it and try to make basically a big cannon. That's kind of what I'm thinking, something along those lines. So let's see, we want to really just kind of get a base down, nothing crazy. Now the more this kind of material and everything, the better the damage here. And of course we're going to get to some steel, but let's see. I'm going to use this as just kind of a guideline, really. Let's see. Get over here. Bring this out a bit, something like that. And like I said, we are going to go multi-barrel on this thing. You know, maybe I didn't need to go that far forward. It's a little bit bigger than I needed it to be. Let's see, that's not what I wanted either. Sometimes it can be kind of fun trying to get this to do, you know, what you want it to do. So let's do, we're going to come out here a bit actually. We're going to do things a little differently. Cool. And let's see, we're going to bring this back area here. Okay, now we're going to play with this guy a bit. I think I have a grip on how this goes. So something like this, we bring it up, and if I kind of rotate this so I can see, we can hit tab and change the angle. And I think I'm going to note when I see it, it's a little hard to tell. Okay, I think that's what I want. Something along those lines. Well, I had it. And we're going to just bring this all the way back. It's probably easier to see if I do it this way, but I think that's kind of what we're looking for to get this angle, and I actually want this to go up a bit. Let's give that a whirl. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so it's kind of the other way. Let's see. Tab through this. Like I said, it's a little hard to see. Maybe if we bring it over a bit. It rotates all around. So I think, is this what I wanted? Crap, no, I can't remember. Okay, so this is the lighter blue angling up. Yeah, okay, so that's what we want. Yeah, something like that. That's kind of different looking. Maybe that's a bit much. That's okay though. Okay, cool. Let's I'm trying to think, do I want a similar angle at the front? Something up there? I think what we might do is just kind of leave this at that. And we will use the steel, like I said, to get kind of a frame around this. That may not make a whole lot of sense at the moment, but I'm hoping it will. Okay, so this is kind of the base I'm looking at. I know it looks kind of weird, but all my guns look a little bit weird. So again, this is the iron base. Now, I do have a lot of iron going on here, but I don't know, maybe I should have started with steel. Initially, and I'll tell you the reason, I was going to do this kind of silvery look underneath, so I thought iron and steel. Okay, iron's lighter, so I'll do that underneath. I want the darker on the exterior. The thing is, I just decided, once I kind of got this going, that I would go pick up some pigment. So I've got plenty of dye. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually just kind of paint over this really quick. I'm not entirely sure of the color yet. I think we're just going to go, you know, relatively dark. Something along these lines. And then get painting here. Let's see. What do we think about that? And I think to keep things simple, we'll do all of the iron in this color, and then we'll do the steel. Actually, we're not going to be able to really separate them, are we? Interesting. Okay. Well, maybe this will be okay. Maybe we'll color the iron, but we won't color the steel. Maybe that's what we'll do. So I'm going to go through, paint this up a bit, and then we'll start working on the steel, because I think this is kind of a cool base to start with. Okay, we are pretty well painted there. Here's the parts back in. So I think this is looking pretty good. I actually really like that color. I think that came out pretty cool. So let's go ahead and jump to our next material here, and that's going to be steel. So this is certainly going to be a lighter color. But I don't know. I don't think it's that big a deal. So what we're going to do is, and I don't know how well this is going to turn out. It's not like I've done this before, but I thought I would kind of have this base, and then I would build essentially a frame around it of sorts. I don't know if that makes any sense to you at all, but I'm hoping you guys can bear with me as I experiment here. Let's see. Okay, so we'll start there. And do something like this. Okay. So you can see it's not darker. That's not quite what I needed. Ah, I see what it's doing. No. It says no, Weem, you need to be looking at this at a better angle. Yeah, something along these lines. And then I think we'll do something like that, and then kind of come back and do this. Bring this back a little bit more. And then we can hop over to this side, really. See if we can kind of, maybe we get a better angle on this thing here. Let's just do this. We'll stick to our current side, something like this. Keep deselecting that. There's probably a shortcut for that, actually. Oh boy. Okay, let's see here. How's this looking? Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. I think I'd like it if it were darker, but if I go back in and paint this, it'd be nice if the paint were separate. Yeah, I was like, let me double check that actually. It'd be nice if you could separate the material. But that's cool. It's not a problem. I think what we'll do is, let's see. This is pretty close. Let's see, steel. Okay, so here's where I'm kind of ending it as far as the model goes. You can see I played a little bit with some paint, but I didn't really want to get back in here and try to get real specific with it, because even as fine a point as you can get with it, it's not quite exact. So I thought, you know what, I'm done. We're good. Threw a decal on here, threw in a couple little details as far as the material goes. So at this point we just need to put in the muzzles. So let's come in here. We're actually going to turn off the mirroring, go to parts, and let's see, we had a number of these. Forgot how many we had of the multi-shot, so we're going to get in here. Now these are taking up quite a bit of space, but I am going to cluster these together pretty well. In fact, they're probably going to overlap to some extent. So let's just get this in here. So I'm not really super worried about where it's kind of clipping, at least out of the bottom. And again, I'm not going to worry too much about if these are clipping together here either. So we'll do that. I feel like I have 3 of these. Let's see. Yes, we have 3 of these. So we're going to do the last one up top. That'll work. Let's back this out a bit. Cool. And then I do have 2 single shots. I just thought it might be interesting to kind of mix it up a bit. And these we could do at kind of a different angle down here somewhere. Maybe if I turn the mirroring back on, actually, for this one. Let's see what that looks like. I know it... oh, it actually doesn't stick out the backside there. So that could work. Let's take a refresh here. Too many muzzles, it says. Okay. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Dial it back, Weem. Let's go ahead and turn off the mirroring because we're going to take off one at a time. Okay, so we're okay with 4, it seems. Okay, we can just pull this guy over here. In fact, I could... There's a little bit of a gap here. You know, I kind of like it maybe down on the bottom. Something like this. And I'm wondering, actually, can we... okay, no. I thought maybe we could play with the scale like you can with the decals. Actually let you get in here with the size and everything. I actually sized the decal over here on the side. I made it smaller. And I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe we could scale this guy up. So anyway, I think that's probably good. It's not technically attached with material. I don't think it's that big a deal, but I don't know. Maybe I should concern myself with that. I typically do worry about these things, or at least think of them, so why change now? Something like that. Okay. There we go. Now we're somewhat covered. It's sticking out a little bit right here. Okay, cool. There we go. We've got the 4-barreled Weem cannon, as I'm calling it. So we refresh this guy here, and we have a 542 attack. Not bad. The current rifle is, what was it, 333? So this is a nice step up. It's nothing too crazy. Maybe it'd be a little bit more if we had the multi-shot in there, but that's okay. We're just gonna stick with what we've got. I think that's pretty good right there. So let's go ahead and save this. We got that saved. Cool. There is the gun. Alrighty, looking pretty good. I think all that's left to do now is to give it a test. Okay, well, here you can see we've got the Weem cannon on my back. Now, an interesting little thing, depending on how I turn the camera, you can see the light kind of plays off of this. It gives that purple kind of color. We've seen this before, but in this case, I kind of think it's cool. It does make it look kind of cool to have some kind of bright color there, but Anyway, I think the gun is looking pretty sweet. We're going to have to go ahead and give this a whirl. Now, I already know what I want to test this on, but I think they primarily come out at night. If we jump to the map here, we have the layer back nest. Now, when I ran there during the day, I thought, oh, okay, there's nothing here, but I ran through at night. Actually, I used this, I spawned here, and they just were all over the place. Really tough guys, so I don't know if there'd be any there right now, but we can certainly go take a look, and the quickest way is probably, well, I suppose the quickest way would be to teleport there, actually. We could just jump over there. Let's go ahead and we'll take the helicopter with us, though. Let's go ahead and grab this. And then we can port over there and take a look around, and once we're done, we can chop her back. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see we're actually surrounded by these guys. Well, somewhat surrounded. We've got them around. Now, these guys are actually pretty gnarly. I ran across these a while back, kind of running around exploring, and yeah, they can hit pretty hard. And they've got a lot of hit points. So let's go ahead. We've got one kind of separated from the group. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of pass him up and try to draw him away from the other guys. Oh, I thought maybe I grabbed his attention, but I guess not. Hopefully, I'll probably turn a corner and run right into one. That would be just my luck. Oh, did he spot me yet? Ugh, let's get up here. Hoping he doesn't. Okay, we're going to pull him from a distance here. Let's give this a shot. Okay, you can see it's hurt him, but not just barely. It seems to be nicking him here. There he is. Try to gun him down. Boy, so tough. It looks like he's kind of stuck here. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm going to take advantage of this. You can see how gnarly he is. And we're just going to go ahead and gun him down. So, despite the damage on this gun, it still takes quite a bit to take these guys down. You can see I just mowed through the bullets. I think I was a little over 100 bullets on that guy. I think we had 333 or something along those lines. Boy, these guys are big. 806 meat. So I'd killed one of these before, but it took a long time. I really dragged him around, and a lot more bullets, I think, too. Although, yeah. Anyway, I think that worked out pretty good. I definitely like the look of the gun. It's pretty sweet. And it seems to perform pretty well. We won't be facing off against those guys frequently. For the most part, this gun is going to obliterate most of the things I'm going to try to keep off of me. So now I had thought about it previously about keeping the iron rifle along with this one and kind of switching between, but really there's no reason. They both use the same number of bullets per shot. Oh, look at this guy's chasing me. So I had thought that with as many barrels as I was going to try and pile on this thing, that I would go through bullets faster, so it would kind of make sense to carry a lighter rifle around, but it's still 3 at a time, so I think we'll just go ahead and get rid of the iron rifle that I've got here, or at least we'll stash it somewhere. I suppose that's probably better. This thing's durability will run down and we'll need a new one. Are you still chasing me? Yes. Anyway, we're going to keep running till he peels off and get back to the base. Well, that should just about wrap it up for us. We got a little bit done. I was going to say we got a lot done, but the reality is we got a little bit done. We made a new rifle, and I showed off the island, our future home. So next time around, we've got a number of different things we can do, including starting to kind of build around here. I may start laying the foundation, so maybe next time you're back here, I'll have a little bit of stuff laid out. One of the next things that I want to do at some point, actually very soon, is to fly you out to the dam and show you the dam, and maybe we'll check it out. I definitely wanted to get a better gun in preparation. Maybe I'll pick up some armor as well, and if I feel like we've got the good, we got our new weapon and we've got some armor and everything, then maybe we'll actually try to find a place to land out there and explore that dam a bit, so if we get jumped, we're at least a little bit more prepared than we are currently. So anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it, and I will catch you next time.